What's up, everybody? My name is Savion. I'm coming to you as an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners as part of our 100-day AI Build Challenge, where I'm building 100 apps in 100 days. Today is day 39. Welcome to the challenge, my friends. I'm so excited you're here. Today, I thought we'd do something really interesting with Pokemon, right? Remember Pokemon from when we were a kid? They actually have an API out that allows you to grab all sorts of details around Pokemon stats, sounds, looks, all the games, everything, right? So with that API, so if you're unfamiliar with API, it's Application Programmable Interface. That's the acronym, right? And basically it allows you to take data from another server and use that in your app, right? So with this API, we're going to be able to build a really cool app using AI. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to show you first the API document. Then we'll go ahead and walk through the creation process in our Claude Code environment. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. I don't know why I did that second pause. I thought I would say something cool, but hey, there we go. Let's go ahead and share my screen real quick. Okay, so here we are. This is the Pokemon API. It's called Poke. It is a free REST API that has tons of information in it. And as you can see, 50 billion calls a month. Okay. So it shows some demos. It is free. No sign in, nothing. Just use it, right? So to be able to understand how we would use it, we need to go to the docs, right? So the docs give us full understanding of how this API works. What are the constraints? How to access it? What are the endpoints? Endpoint means different categories of data, right? So we can see how things are structured and everything, right? How the shape of the API is. This is the shape, right? You can see it's like one structure and then there's like a drop down and you have like nested pieces of information based off of a subheader, right? So all that information is super powerful and important to know when you're building so you know what you have access to. Now, we could sit here and just look at all the endpoints, which are these right here, and see, what it does and learn it and manually do everything. Or we can have our virtual assistant do it for us. Check it out. We're going to go ahead and open up Claude Code. I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. Now, I did create a folder for this particular app we're building tonight. And I actually included some additional kind of dependencies that we'll be working with, okay? So this is day 39. We're gonna make a Pokedex, right? And yes, we're gonna trust this workspace. Now, the first thing I wanna do is actually, if you already load your environment with dependencies, you want to make sure that Claude understands those dependencies. So the first thing I want to do is give it some context and then walk it through my framework. So if you're unfamiliar with my framework is, the acronym is CUPID, okay? The C stands for consulting. The P stands for planning. The U is silent. It's just what made sense in a word, okay? And the I stands for implement. And then the D stands for deploy, right? If you're deploying it to a live server or deploying it to GitHub, right? It's how that works, right? So consulting, planning, implementation, and deployment. So we're going to start with the consulting phase. We don't want to skip any of those phases. Otherwise, like yesterday's project, I skipped the planning phase. Not intentionally, I was just really tired and the project bombed. It was awful, right? And I still logged it, but it was awful, okay? So never skip a step. Let's start with the consulting, which is where we actually talk with our AI assistant, right? Our virtual assistant, I would call them, because I always look at my AI as a member of our team. So we're going to talk to it. We're going to give it some context. and we're going to go ahead and iterate back and forth and iterate with it, so that way we can understand what we're building, how we want to build it, and all those kind of details. The planning phase is actually the contract. That's the simplest part. It's the contract between you and the virtual assistant that you both agree on. And then when you go into implementation phase, it just builds. That's super easy, hands off. You just let it do its thing, okay? And then you deploy, right? After kind of viewing what it built and iterating back and forth, making small changes, everything like that, and then you deploy, okay? Let's start with the consulting. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this little mic right here. This will give us a voiceover control, okay? So here we go. Hey there, this is day 39 of the 100-day AI Build Challenge. Don't do anything yet. We're just talking here. So for today's idea, I wanted to build something using a Pokemon API. Something fun, engaging, something that users will want to play with, and it could go viral. I want virality, so that way people can start using it a lot more, and it becomes very, very popular. That's the idea. But the API that I'm going to provide you, I'm going to send you a link to the documents when you're ready for it. But the API I'm going to provide you has a bunch of information. And I want to make sure my idea is unique and fun and engaging. So I'd love to ID with you around some ideas on what we can make using this API. I think you might have to read the API first and then kind of look through all of my previous projects and kind of see what I built before. And then also, I want you to also take a look at the actual project folder that this project's living in, so you know what your dependencies are, what you have available to you right now, and then come up with the ideas of what we can build that are unique and can go viral and are fun and engaging for an audience. Let me know when you're ready for that link. What do you think about this project? Okay, so now we set it in, and it's going to go through everything that we instructed it. It's going to take a look at the project folder. It's going to look at all of our other projects to kind of see what we did. And then that way it knows kind of what other APIs and things like that we worked with in the past, right? And then it's going to take that API doc and read it through, know what it's going to be using, and then it's going to come up with some ideas that we can work with, okay? So here we are. And one other important thing I said is, don't do anything yet. We're just talking here. Because if you don't say that, it's going to actually just jump straight into implementation and skip the planning phase, which again, not a good idea. We don't want that because it creates unpredictable results and inconsistent results, okay? So here, let's see what it says. All right, so hey, Savion, I love this one, day 39 Pokemon. This is genuinely one of the best raw materials you could pick for virality. And I want to be honest about why before we start dreaming up features, because I'll shape what we build. It'll shape what we build. What I think about the project, the honest version, Pokemon is a virality cheat code for 3 reasons. It's got massive built-in nostalgia and a huge fandom that already shares Pokemon content compulsively. Number 2, it's inherently comparative and identity-driven. People love which Pokemon are you, tier list, can you beat me? And 3, the assets are gorgeous and instantly recognizable, so screenshots look good in a feed with 0 design effort. But here's the trap. I want us to avoid a straight-up Pokédex, touch your Pokemon, see its stats. Is what everyone builds with the Poke API. It's the hello world of that API. Right? It will not go viral. Also, everybody knows what the API is, Poke API. It will not go viral. There are thousands of them. The viral version needs a loop. Something a person does gets a shareable result and wants to send to a friend or a post. Think Wordle, not Wikipedia. So the real design question is, what data can we show? It's what the shareable moment. It's what's the shareable moment. That's where I want to spend our ID session. On the don't do anything yet. I'm respecting that. No tools called fired. But I do want to gather the three things you mentioned so my ideas are grounded and not generic. Here's what I want to look at and only start when you say go. The API docs, send me that link whenever. I'm guessing Pokédex API, but it's a bit different rich one that charges what's possible. Your previous 38 projects, so I don't repeat a format you already shipped. So I can also pick something that fits your build velocity. And this project folder to confirm everything. Okay, so perfect. Great. I'm about to send you the link to that API doc. It is the Pokédex API. But when you're looking at the other projects that I've done, also look at the different ideas that I came up with and the different APIs, because I'd be willing to kind of combine maybe in a previous API that I used to make something really, really cool and engaging that would fit this project. So I want you to think outside the box creatively. But the important thing is I want to continue to keep using free resources. So like this API is free. I'm not going to be using any kind of auth or logins. I do have a Supabase connected to this, so that way the shareability is there. But other than that, I want to make sure that what we're building is viral. It's also unique and also takes on maybe something that we've done before. It doesn't have to be, honestly, but feel free to combine APIs if you feel like it would create a very unique experience. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link now. And don't do any building yet. I want to go ahead and make sure we do IDing first, and then we can go into planning. Here is the link. Did you guys know that IDing is a word? It's one of my favorite words now. IDing, the process of going back and forth with ideas. IDing. I'm going to IDeat. I love it. It's great. All right, so here's the link. Boom, boom, boom. Voila. Send. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I was looking at something else and I totally didn't see that. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this has a lot of stuff here. It's pretty cool. Hmm. Hmm. Characteristics. Okay, I need to allow. So now it knows what the document is and how it's used. Now it knows what the project folder has and what, access it has to it. And it also now has looked at the past, um, what your past 38 projects tell me about your superpowers. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. It says, three patterns jump out that we should exploit. Real-time multiplayer party games with share links, no login, right? Fandom experiences over a real API, client-side webcam face tech, visual me in camera, blah, 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 for an yep. That's a sleeper asset right there. Yeah, I like that. So it says, this is a proven viral loop for you. You know how to make an API, an IP feel alive, and that's a sleeper asset here for the webcam stuff. The one thing I want to steer you away from, a Pokemon trivia quiz would be really tempting and really easy. It's basically Hogwarts reskinned. Same for plain browsable Pokedex. It's the hello world of this API. Thousands exist. Neither goes viral. We need a shareable moment, not a database. The Poke API gives us more than stats. Full type damage effective matrix, real battle math, evolution chains, flavor text, Pokedex entries, capture rates, and critically great sprites, official artwork for free. That means both battle logic and beautiful shareable cards are on the table. My four concepts ranked. Pokemorph. Morph. Which Pokemon are you? Face scan. Ooh. Combine Day 31 face tech. Point your camera. It reads your expression features entirely in browser. Nothing uploaded and morphs you into a Pokemon. Match with a playful Y. Um, you're a Snorlax. Outputs a shareable trainer card saved to your super base. Share link. Why it wins genuine novel. Nobody does face to Pokemon. Identity content is the most shared thing on the internet. It's literally combines a prior API like you asked. It's free and it's light. One interaction, one card. Who's that Pokemon? Real-time multiplayer. Combines your real-time party game stack. The actual nostalgia TV segment. A silhouette appears. You plus friends race to guess. Live leaderboard. Winner stays on. Super nostalgic. Very shareable room links. Slightly closer to quiz territory and heavier. Real-time rooms. PokeClash. Draft and auto battle a friend. Use the real-time effective engine. Draft a team. Share a link. Watch an auto battle resolve with real matchup math. Both most game, but heaviest scope and least obvious viral. Trainer, you know what? I like the Pokemorph. I'm gonna do that one. That's gonna be fun. It really uses that extra So okay, when you do this often, when you are building things consistently, you're actually able to steal from yourself and take on other ideas that you built originally and include them into new ideas. That's how magic happens, right? And that's how being able to build more consistently happens as well. It makes it super easy to compile on your previous ideas, right? You're stealing from your own brilliance. And I love that. So we're going to be using our day 37 idea, which was a face emotion detector. It actually used an API that meshed out 478 points on your face, and it detected your expressions, and it also had an age detector as well. So we're going to be using that now as a which Pokemon are you idea, right? It's going to be called Pokemorph. How literal should the morph visual be? This is the biggest build, cost fork, stylized HUD reveal, scan HUD theater, a premium trainer card pairing your, let's see here, your, 1 second. I had to make a reel there real quick. I thought that was a very shareable moment. Where am I? Where am I here? We are here. How literal should the morph be? Okay, stylized HUD, reveal free, scan HUD theater plus premium trainer card pairing your snapshot with your Pokédex match. No AI image scan, no AI image gen, no cost, no keys, recommended. Keep it free and still looks magical. Literal AI face blend. Actually blend your face into a Pokemon hybrid via runtime image gen API. Most wow, but costs money per scan and needs an API key. Breaks the free no keys rule. That is a really cool idea. Ooh, and it uses a runtime image gen API. But then I'd probably have to do. Wow, what a decision. Because I do have limits on my API key. So it doesn't get abused per month, right? I have a hard limit. So that AI integration would be really cool. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to do that. Okay. Which Pokédex roster should be matched to? Every Pokemon across all generations, most variety, but far less iconic and much harder to okay. The original Kanto 151 Maximum Nostalgia, most recognizable, managed to curate personality mappings, recommended. Let's do that. Add the rarity plus global tally viral layer. Oh, just asking me a lot of good questions here. So okay. Yes, each match shows a drop rate. 3% of trainers are Mewtwo, and a live global scan count in Super Base. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. So that makes it shareable. That's great. All right. So guys, we're going to be creating a API key for this app as well. And I'll just give it to you guys for free because it'll just be shareable, it'll be fun. And if it becomes popular, hey, I might add a auth login and a paywall to it. So let's see. Oh, it's still asking me more questions here. Okay. Literal blend means each user's selfie is uploaded to OpenAI to generate the morph. Good to proceed with that disclosed clearly in the UI. Okay. Yes, upload and disclose. Or hybrid. Default to the free stylized card, photo stays local. Add a generate my real morph button that uploads only when the user taps it. Caps cost to people who actively opt in, preserves privacy for everyone else. Send selfie to OpenAI GPT. Image for literal blend. Show it clear. Shall we clear your photo? Listen to generate your morph. Then discard it. Yeah, let's do the hybrid. How aggressive should the cost guardrail on your OpenAI key be? Hard cap, data cap plus kill switch. Set a fixed max morph per day. Once hit, the cap falls back to the free stylized card until reset. Protects your wallet. A viral spike degrades gracefully instead of billing you. That's fine. That's great. See how it protects me? It's kind of looking around the corner for me. It's my virtual assistant, right? It's a member of my team that looks out for me. Okay, so here we are. We have a Pokemorph. One-liner, scan your face, discover which Kanto Pokemon you are, and if you want, generate a real AI morph of your face fused with it. Then share your trainer card. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna say, please go ahead and plan this whole app out so we have a proper scope, phasing, and understanding of process. Okay, so now it's going into planning mode. Okay, so now we've passed C, which is consulting, and now we're going into planning. See, it created a small little plan here, but we want something more concrete and grounded. Yep. So that's why we wanted to do that, because it's actually going to go ahead and inspect the way it was wired up before now, right? And then include that in the plan instead of playing around with it while it's implementing it, right? We want all the information up front so it doesn't even have to think when it goes into implementation. Allow Claude to run inspect, day 39. Yep. So it's going to retake a look at the scaffolding, and then it's going to adjust what's going to be in the folder and everything like that. So we are looking at that there. Actually, we have... Okay. We are creating the plan right now. It's going to open up on the right side here, which will be an actual plan markdown. And then it'll use that markdown file to actually go ahead and make our app. And then we don't have to worry about anything, because once we approve the plan, we'll be good to go. Okay, so we have the plan. So let's take a look at the plan. It's right here. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, allow Claude to write the plan. Allow. Haha. All right, so here's the plan right here. Pokemorph, build plan. Concept. Pokemorph is scan your face, discover which Kanto Gen 1 Pokemon you are, and optionally generate a real AI morph of your face fused with it. Every scan produces a shareable trainer card with a rarity badge. Only 3% of trainers are Mewtwo, and beats a live global tally. Why it can go viral identity content, which X are you, is the most shared format online. Pokemon adds nostalgia, instantly recognizable art. Rarity drives bragging, rerolls, and the opt-in literal face morph is a genuine wait. What? Hook. It also reuses Day 31's face mesh, combining a prior build per the brief. Shareable moment is the whole point. The trainer card. It's social preview image. This is a loop, not a database. Scope. In scope, no login, mobile first, single flow web app, client side face read, expression and signals, nothing uploaded during scanning, match engine mapping face read, one of the 151 first gen Pokemon rarity weighted, stylized trading card, official artwork, type aura trades, real Pokédex flavor line, rarity. Share page is a card slug with the dynamic OG image for the social previews. Oh, look, it's already like doing our social image too for shareables. That's awesome. I didn't even think about that. Global scan tally plus rarity mechanics, opt-in literal AI morph, OpenAI GPT image with a hard daily cap plus kill switch. Oh, by the way, we are going to get this uploaded to Versal. So I'll need a way to be able to securely store my OpenAI API key, because I want to make sure that nobody can steal it or it's exposed to the browser or anything like that. So what would be the best way for me to store my API key so that way we can use it in the app for the AI morph image generation? See, it already created our Pokemon, like our database. Good and important to get right before we build the morph route, because the storage choice and the code that reads the key are the same decision. Store it as a plain server-only environment variable named OpenAI key, no next public prefix, and only ever read it inside server code. That's it. Done correctly, the key never enters the browser bundle at all. Why that's secure? The mechanism, not the rule. The next.js browser only ever receives environments prefixed with next public. Anything without that prefix exists only on the server and is stripped from the client bundle at the build time. So the safety comes from the two things working together, the naming and where you read it, only in route handler, server action, process environment, OpenAI key, never imported into the use client file. The user's selfie is posted to your API morph. Okay, perfect. Now you don't have to know what all of this is, right? It's just going to guide you to the best principles, right? Where it physically lives in the local dev, in already get ignored in the scaffold, verified and never gets committed, published as a secret is scanned in second net, so production, project add OpenAI key, scope it to product the part people miss, and it matters more here. Storing the key safely stops someone from stealing it. It does not stop someone from abusing it. Your API morph route is an open door that spends OpenAI money on anyone's behalf. So could script request to your route and burn your quota without ever seeing the key. That's exactly why the plan already puts the morph behind opt-in, plus hard data cap, plus kill switch, plus result caching. Those aren't just cost controls, they're real security boundaries for keyless, and we also have a cap on our OpenAI portal as well. So it's a lot of boundaries there. Let's see here. Net as soon as a non-public net. Yes, please go ahead and update the plan. Also, I would like you to create that variable for me. And then when I enter the key in that env file, I'd also love you to update the the Supabase variable as well. That needs to be updated there, as you mentioned before. Okay. So we went ahead and updated the thing here. So it's going to read the current imbalance exactly. So I append it without disturbing your existing Supabase values. And then I'll update the plan. Yep, allow. We're going to allow it to do that. Now, how do we get our API values from ChatGPT or OpenAI, right? We're going to go to console. I think it's actually platform.openai.com. Or it might be console.openai.com. It's something like that. All right, I'm just going to type in OpenAI API. All right, let's see what this dumb stuff is right here. Let's see. What is the URL? Hold on. It's platform.openai.com. I was right. What happened? I don't know. All right, so we have, we're going to create a new project here. Or actually, we can keep the same project. We have our API keys here, right? And let's see in our settings. Settings, limits, spin limit. So we're going to set a spin limit, okay? Set a monthly spin limit for this project before creating spin alerts. So we're going to set a monthly spin limit of $10. We're going to enforce a hard limit, and that's it. It can't spend more than $10, and it's already at 3 for the month, right? Resets in 22 days. Cool. So now we're going to go to our API keys. We're going to create a new secret key. We're going to call it Pokemorph. What I'm going to do now is actually move this over. You can set restrictions on specific models and whatever, right? What we can do, we can say like we want images, right? Or whatever, right? But for the sake and the ease of this, because we do have a lot of restrictions and stuff, I'll just say all is the easiest way to do it for now. And let me move this to my other screen, because when I click on the create secret key, it's going to expose it. So let's go ahead and create secret key. Hello. Okay, there we go. So now we have our secret key generated. Let's go to our folder real quick, just to show you the folder structure. This is what it looks like. This is my structure that I set up all my projects with, and I use a shell script to get this set up. If you want to learn more about that, type in the word shell in the comments, and I'll give you some more info, and maybe I might make a video on it too. That'll help you set up templates for your builds. So what we're going to do is, it's a hidden file. So to show hidden files, we need to click on Shift, Command, period on a Mac, right? And this is the file we want to look at, .env.local. Okay, I'm going to move it over to my other screen, because once I open it, it will reveal some codes, right? But we don't want that. So I'm going to share my OpenAI key, save it. All right, so now let's go. We closed it now. Allow. Cool. Now it recognizes that my API key is set. We're going to make sure that it is get ignored. Allow Claude to edit the plan. Yes. This is logging everything, right? So if we ever need to get back to build on top of this, we know exactly how we built it. So for this idea, we don't need the secret key because it is already using RLS. So we are good on that security part of things. If you look at my other projects, I never used the secret. Oops. You're right, I'll defer that. I'll match how other apps, and it's free. Okay. All right. And if ever your API key gets exposed, you can always rotate it. And that's what I'll do as well here to keep it safe. Okay. So you did the whole plan. Okay, ready to kick off phase 0? That's copy. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll say, let's start if you feel you are ready. Thanks. All right. And we're going to put this in auto. So right now we're just letting it build, and we are just watching it as it goes. There's really nothing to do at this point because we've moved from the planning phase at this point to implementation. So right now we're implementing, we're letting it do its thing. It's gonna actually build the app for us live in front of us. And then we'll go ahead and be able to play around with it, smoke test it, make sure everything works. And once we have a fully production app ready to go, we can go ahead and get it deployed. Okay. Okay. Great. Now it's talking about MCP. What is that? MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. And basically, what that does is it creates a pipeline between two different worlds, right? And you're able to do things in another world and bring it into your world, right? And it's vice versa, right? So you could do, in this example, we're using Supabase, which is our database. And instead of me having to go to the Supabase website and fill in the rows and the columns manually, I can just have Claude do it. Just type in the command, it'll go there, it'll build everything all for me. And it's way faster. It's called MCP Claude Cosm connectors, right here. And you can see I have a bunch here, but Supabase is right here. All right, so this will be a very interesting app. My last virtual, it was called Virtual Me, or Visual Me, app that used a 478 point mesh. Turned out really, really cool, and it was very shareable. A lot of people loved it, and I think this one's going to be really fun too for those fans of Pokemon. And it also teaches you the skill of using an API as well, which is a set of data that you didn't create yourself that lives on another server, but you're able to scrape and use, well, not necessarily scrape, but use proactively. And if it's a small like static set of API and it's allowed by the creator of the API, you can also scrape it and store that API locally as a JSON, or like a file on your compute on your project folder. So that way it always just pulls locally and then everything's just available offline, right? And it's not dependent on the API itself, like if it goes down or whatever, everything is stored locally at that point. But of course, you want to make sure, one, it's static, and two, you have permission to do that, right? It'll more than likely often be explicitly mentioned if it allows for downloading of the API. So let's see, fair use policy. Currently, no maintainer has enough free time to support the community on Slack. Our Slack is unmaintained status. You can still sign up here. They have a Slack, wrapper libraries. We are using Node.js. Here's a Node server, right? So literally, we can use this GitHub to install all of the configurations, right? We can use this locally. See, download zip. Or you can clone as well into your own project. Mm-hmm. This is a consumption-only API, and only the HTTP GET method is available on resources. No authentication is required to access this API. All resources are fully open and available. Basically, you're not going to be able to write to the API. Sometimes you can write to an API. Like, for example, if you're working with a CRM or something like that, like high level, you can write data back and forth using the API, right? But this one's just a one-way thing where you can just get information from the API. So it's really interesting studying the docs here. There's a lot of information here. All right, let's go back to our... So it's still building. Still building. Okay, it's building the landing page and the share page and the OG page. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. It's my first time working with this API, and it feels super native, right? Because we had our virtual assistant study the API. It knows it back and forth, and it knows how to build with it. And so we just tell it what we want to see, and it can play around with us. And now we have, it can ID with us, and now we have a full app that we're building live right now, which is awesome. Build is green. All right. We can close that plan there. It's going to open up a preview MCP off to the right side once it's done. And we'll actually be able to see this happening. Now, we won't be able to access the camera in the MCP, so we'll have to access our app on the local host, which is our dev build, which will be here, right? Right now it's saying that it's not able to be reached, but once it's done, it'll show us. Okay, we should be good now. See? All right, here we go. Pokedex. Kanto 151 Pokemorph. Scan your face and discover which Kanto Pokemon you really are. Requesting camera. And you see the scan right now? It's scanning my face, right? And it's saying happy, or right? It has all the same attributes as in my last project. And now I can look here, make a face, happy smile, and then scan. Review my Pokemon. I'm Eevee. Oh, that's so cute. This is a genetic code. Its genetic code is regular. It may mutate if it's exposed to radiation from element stones. Happy Ace Trainer. It's a common card. And I can share my card. I'm Eevee and Pokemorph. Look at that. So it built that part out, but it's still building the... So this is just... so what it does is it actually smoke tests everything while it's building, right? It's not done yet. So right now, it's actually going to go through and check out for any errors, anything like that. One thing we know that we're missing is the actual face scan for the API to actually do the image generation over our face, right? So that's coming up. And now this will update in real time because this is actually coming directly from our dev server, our developer server. You can see it's building right now. Okay, it's still building here. But yeah, the card looks pretty. This is really nice. It has even that shadow effect. Has the image of Eevee. Do another scan. 2 trainers scanned. Ooh, we made a Kabutops. Shellfish Pokemon, rock and water. Calm, grounded, steady as a bedrock, tough and immovable. You're a Kabutops. Only 21.7 of trainers are Kabutops. Ha. Very cool. So now we're waiting on that additional thing there to be able to match it to our face. The actual image generation part. We're still in implementation, guys. This is building it all by ourselves. See, it's running into issues and it's self-healing itself right now, right? Same class of errors persist. There's another div Satori is unhappy with. Rather than hunt one time, let me rewrite the OG component with a bulletproof Satori pattern, right? So it's actually self-healing itself. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's cute. Okay, verified. Create scan, get card, total scans, direct table right. This is perfect. Phase 1 is complete. So it's breaking it down into different phases, right? As we may have seen in the plan, it's breaking into different phases. Phase 2 is an opt-in AI morph. Let's forge ahead. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Forging ahead. Here we go. It's installing the OpenAI SDK, building the guard. There we go. This is going to turn out pretty cool. Already the face scan is pretty awesome. You can see the little scanning mechanism there, right? Center your face in the frame. It even gives you instructions. Look at that. I like that. It's very interactive. It's not recognizing a face, so it doesn't let me do it. But if I go like this, it does. That's pretty cool. I should use this face scanning technology more often. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see here. Hmm. Moderation blocked. Image 1 is cautious about transforming photos of real people into other forms. This is exactly the kind of thing that would bite real users, so catching it now matters. Okay, interesting. So you can see its thought process here. Now I'm writing the morph into the flow. Now build and type check for the route plus SDK usage. Build's green API morph is wired. Now the real end-to-end verification you okayed. I'll create a scan via the anon path, post a test photo, do the morph route, one real GPT image call, and confirms, generates, uploads, attaches. The card shows the morph, use an existing image as the face test. The route ran, OpenAI was called for 21 seconds, but generation failed. Let me see the OpenAI error logged. Important finding and good news underneath it, the whole pipeline works. Auth image upload, request all correct. OpenAI processed it for 18 seconds. The failure is about its output moderation blocked. GPT image 1 is cautious about transforming photos of real people into other forms. This is exactly the kind of thing that would be running that. I'm going to put in, can we use GPT image 2 instead? It's a better image model. All right, so it's going to be working on that. Okay, so it says, points at a real likely GPT image 1 restricts transforming uploaded photos of real people, and it moderates the output. That's the fundamental constraint of the little morph approach. Not a bug in the code, but let me confirm the hypothesis. Test phase.jpg. Okay. Maybe image 2 could work. We're going to figure this out. So that reframes the whole problem. The blocker is almost certainly naming a trademarked character. OpenAI's moderation refuses to generate copyright IP by name. That's not a bug code, and it's not the real person issue I guessed. Let me confirm with the name-free prompt. So it's still having issues, but it's still working through and figuring out why it's having issues, which is awesome. Okay. OpenAI blocks generating recognizable Pokemon copyright, but morphs faces into an original creature fine. How should the AI morph work? Type-themed creature morph the user's face into an original elemental creature, matching their Pokemon's type, colors, etc. Card still shows the real matched Pokemon, plus official art keeps the face morph. Wow, works legally safe and recommended. Okay, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna create a likeliness. Hmm. Excuse me. Let's see. So we're gonna have that likeliness creator. And then we're gonna ask it to use GPT image 2 instead, which will be a better model. Huh. Okay. Okay. Ah, here we go. Huh. That's funny. Okay. Okay, it's still working here. Okay, now it's feeding our new prompt there, asking it to use image 2, but also to write extreme detail about the Pokemon without mentioning its name or that it's a Pokemon, and it's important that it has extreme likeliness. So that's going to include it with the prompt that it sends to image 2. And image 2 will create an even better image. So we're just refining the prompt that it sends over, and we're changing the model for the image here. Here we go, list of models available to the account, GPT-2 and image GPT-2. Perfect. You're right, it's a new model. There's also 1.5 and chat GPT image latest. I'll switch to GPT image 2. The only reason why you wouldn't want to use GPT-2 is because if you needed transparency, GPT-2 image cannot do it. Image 2, should I say, GPT image 2. So you'd want to use something, you want to maybe make a hybrid of uh, image 1.5 and 2, depending on what your needs are. But for this, we don't need transparency at all. So we can do it just with image 2, which will give us the expected results that are amazing. Like you saw the results before, right? Right here. This is okay. It's cool, right? But wait till you see image 2's results with the new prompt. Hmm. All right, so it's building that into our testing. Oh, I tried it with high, but it looks like it produced. Meaning quality. Okay. Okay, let's do that. See? right, so we got a new image. There's a lot more clarity there, which is cool. The prompt needs to be better though. Okay, I'm saying please improve the prompt so it works at the extreme edge of the guardrail. Not super safe like this. Like usually Pikachu has stripes, right? So we don't want to see that. So it's actually going to be running through some ideas. Right now, this may cost me some money here, but it's going to run through some ideas of how close to the likeliness we can get without running against those guardrails. Hmm. All right. Revealing Charizard's aggressive description passed. Orange design, wings, horns, flame tail, cream, belly, teal wings, but Pikachu's blocked, so the guardrail is per character. Pikachu, the mascot, is protected far more tightly than Charizard. A single maximum aggression prompt would nail the fierce Nons, but block on the mascot. So Pikachu is probably your single most common match, so that matters. Also flagging these. Ran 52 seconds and 60 seconds right at the Versal Hobby 60-second ceiling. Let me pin down Pikachu's actual edge and look at how close Charizard got. Let me try generating this again. I guess I need to scan again. Raichu. Interesting. It's a mouse Pokemon. It's uncommon. I like that. Ha! That's my Raichu. Oh, that's so funny. Look at that. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So did that. Now it's going to probably be able to implement that into our image here. So let's see what our usage is here for Pokemorph so far. Oh, we've only spent 10 cents. That's great. Okay. And it's done a lot of different searches too, so. Let's see. Mm-hmm. This is awesome. So now it rewrites the routes block to use the edge plot prompt. So you see how this prompt came out, right? But now we're going to be able to create something even better because it has a better prompt. It's all about the prompting. Looks the same. But I guess it's just trying to generate the same thing. Highly detailed, energetic energy creature, face preserved, golden palette. All right. We're going to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. So I said, instead of just seeing a generic button, can we actually have a fun face morph animation over the user's photo to simulate like it's calculating the image and generating it in real time? Cool, right? So that would be great. Hmm. Let's see here. Oops. So it's creating that new experience here so we can get a better view of what we're working with here. It's thinking about what I'm saying and how it can implement it. Let's do another scan just for fun. Rate shoe again. Okay, it's gonna show me the same thing. Maybe. Ha, that's funny. All right, we're gonna do it again. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. There we go. I love it. Bellsprout, flower Pokemon. And it's me. That's so funny. That is hilarious. So if I share this, I copy, go to Facebook. It should use that same image in the preview. Oh, well, it won't because it's on localhost, but when I actually post it, it will. Hmm. Hmm. All right, let's see if this works here. Channeling normal energy. So, oh, look at that. It's creating a nice animation here. Let's see, mapping facial structure. Oh, that is so funny. I love it. That's me as Evie. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Um, what's it called? I just had an idea. Can we make it when they turn a cartoon, I think it's live action, but let me see, cartoon into a real TV show? Live action adoption. Right. Hmm. So we're trying to see if maybe we can do a live action adaptation kind of image. That might be cool. I like this image though. This is kind of funny. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. All right, let's see. All right, so guys, it looks like we have a fully working app here. We're just refining it here in the implementation phase. And so what we can do now is literally just finish up the refinements, and then we can publish it and then test it out when it's published. And then you can share it with all of your friends and have them produce some cool stuff too. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live here because the only next thing is just, you've seen it in my previous videos, is just calling the publishing and the deployment tools, and it'll go ahead and then publish it to GitHub and also deploy it to Vercel under the domain. So if you want to see my previous works and also catch this one on my portfolio, go ahead and check out this website, 100dayaichallenge.com/share/Savion. And I think that's it right there. Boom. Okay. All right, so there you go. So you have the link there. That's where all of my other apps are. And if you guys want to see some more content around this or any particular thing you have questions about, just go ahead and ask me in the comments. I'd be happy to make a video about it or just reply directly to you. Again, my name is Savion. I'm an AI consultant here with Managed Marketing Partners here in Miami, Florida. And thank you again for joining me today. Today was day 39 of the 100-day AI challenge. And tomorrow is day 40. I'll see you tomorrow and have a great night, guys.